In this video, I'm going to be giving you an update on where the Bank of England base rate currently is and where it will be in the coming months and indeed years. So if you find this video useful, do make sure you hit that like button, but also subscribe to the channel because I do provide these updates regularly on where the market predicts the Bank of England base rate will be in the future. And I also will look at the best mortgage rates you can get currently and the general trend that we are seeing. Now, I will be going through a couple of articles on the Money to the Masses website in this video. I will link to each of them in the notes of this video. Make sure that you click on them and you bookmark them because I do update the articles regularly so you can see the latest predictions. So I'm going to jump straight across to the first article on the Money to the Masses website, which I want you to go through. It's will interest rates continue to fall in 2024 and how low will they go? Straight away, go to the first table that you see in there. This article actually runs through what is driving the trend in the base rate. So the predictions on screen are based upon the current predictions within the market. It's based on something called swap rates. You don't need to understand it, but basically at the moment, the Bank of England base rate was cut from 5.25% to 5% in August. The prediction is that we are going to see further cuts this year at the end of 2024, and as we move into 2025 we're going to be possibly looking at about 4.6% for the base rate, and then as we go through to 2028 it's going to get down to about 3.23%, which is predicted to be where it really hangs around until 2029. So you can see that 2025 through 2026 is where you're going to see more of those cuts, and then the base rate will remain fairly stable. Now you can go through the rest of the article at your own leisure when I talk about whether you should fix and things to think about, but I want to jump across to another article on the site which is Remortgaging 2024 and talks about whether it's the right time to fix your mortgage. If you go down here, I want to show you this chart. This chart is a visualization of that table I showed you just a second ago. The purple line is the current prediction of where the base rate will be based on those overnight swap rates. So you can see there that the base rate now is at 5%, but it's predicted to fall to just over 3% in 5 years' time. But the reason I want to show you this chart because the blue line shows you where the market was predicting we would be and going into the future when they made the predictions in July 2023 and as recently as December 2023, which is the green line. So you can see there that the changes have been quite dramatic. We've seen the base rate not rise as high as the market had thought it would do a year ago, but also the base rate is a little bit higher than when the market thought it was going to be when it made the predictions at the beginning of the year. So you can see how these things do change, and it is a reminder to take these predictions with a slight pinch of salt. Now, what does that all mean for the mortgage market? Well, an article here, again, the link in the show notes of the best mortgage rates in the UK. Now, I update these twice a week with all the best rates in the UK. We cover everything from 2-year fixes, 5-year fixes, 10-year fixes, and even the best tracker rates. Now, just to show you, the best 2-year fixed deal at the moment is 4.1%. Now, that has dropped quite significantly from when I last made this video. So I did a video update in June. We were looking at the best rate being about 4.75%. We've seen rates drop as the markets anticipated the base rate cut and further base rate cuts. So you can get 4.19% on that 2-year fix. I don't think it'll be particularly long before we could see a sub 4% 2-year fixed deal. Looking at the 5-year fixes though, you can already get below a 4% rate. Do always be mindful of the lender fees that you can see on screen. You can pause this and look at it at your own leisure or click on the link as I have mentioned. 5-year fixes are obviously coming down quicker than 2-year fixes because of the prediction that the base rate will be much lower in 5 years' time. The other thing to bear in mind is, yes, it's cheaper to get a 5-year fix, but you've got those early repayment charges associated, or the higher early repayment charges are typically associated with a 5-year fix. But if you're thinking about a tracker mortgage, well, tracker rates haven't fallen much since we've had that base rate cut. The market had really priced them in. The best rate when I last made this video was 4.99%, and we're still at that. So it is still more expensive to get a tracker rate mortgage. You get a high rate there than if you took out a fix. But if the Bank of England base rate continues to fall, then these tracker rates will fall too. So that is a roundup of the best rates in the market and what the market is predicting is going to happen with the Bank of England base rate and therefore by association mortgage rates. If you found that useful, do make sure you hit the like button, but also subscribe to the channel because I do make these updates regularly.
Whoa, whoa.